Hey guys, Bam here. So today I want to give you a couple of tips on how to make your campaign easier. I know a lot of people are having a hard time, and it could be surprisingly hard even for a PoE veteran because we're having so few gear that it gets hard, like maxing your resistance, which is pretty easy in Path of Exalt 1. So in this video I'll give you some tips on what you can do and what should you be aiming for whenever you're dying a lot and you're no longer able to progress. So the most important thing, I talked about it in the last video, but is adding sockets to your gear. Okay. The reason why you want to add sockets is that you get resistance. It's the best way to get resistance. Just you can get up to 12 resistance per socket. So here we have 24 fire resistance on our helmet, 12 lightning, on our gloves 12 fire, and on our boots 12 lightning. So whenever you get good pieces, make sure you upgrade them. And now that by upgrading them I mean adding a socket. And now how do we make the gear? Well, it's super important that you watch your vendors, okay? Of course you can get your stuff off the ground, but checking what the vendors have for sale is important. What I like to do is just type in rare, and every level or two you should go and check what's there. Sometimes you will get great weapons. So here we have a not bad physical weapon. I don't know if it's good enough, but 185 to 250 physical damage is pretty cool. I might buy this one, but yeah, we'll just look at what we have possible, and then we'll check the other pieces here. So here's a good example. We have mana, life, and some resistance. So this is something I would pick. And here we have mana and intelligence and resistance. Yeah, I could buy those two. But if you don't find any rares, what you should be aiming for is either items with sockets. Again, you can get them off the ground. Or item with resistance. So an item with a resistance and no prefix. By the way, if you want, you can hold the hold Alt to see if it's a prefix or suffix. We don't really see it clearly, but if you look at the left of 72, it says prefix. I'll go there. Here you can see suffix. It's super dark. We don't see it much, but yeah, that's how you know which is which. And all resistance are suffixes. So for example, here we have boots with life. Well, we can add with an augment. We can add a suffix, and maybe we get resistance. This is exactly what I'll do. So just use this, and then okay, we got life regen per second. So pretty much that's a dot. If you want, if we had hit the resistance instead, we could regoal it, and then we already have 3 modifiers and 2 that we want. Sadly here we didn't, but this is how you find upgrades. Normally you only pick up rares or whatever during the campaign in Path of Exalt 1, but in Path of Exalt 2 most of your stuff will come from blue. I know it's kind of weird, but you can even start from a white item and use a Orb of Transmute, then or Augmentation if you hit something good. For boots in general, you want to make sure you have movement speed, okay? So here we have some life, which was cool. If we hit resistance, we could have regold it, but now it's kind of dead, so what I'll do is just sell it. First, we lost some currency. Oops, sorry. Sell it instead. Okay, so this is what we'll do. And yeah, you can check your couple of vendors. I'll check if there's anything else worthwhile. I think there was another pair of those 2 rares. I would probably buy them. I think there was something we needed. Thought there was one with resistance, but I guess not. Oh, here 115 life. We'll do the same thing, and here 122 life. See? So if you check for your vendors, you can actually get some gear. Here, of course, I'm in Act 6, so the Act 3 in Cruel, so the numbers may be higher than what you have, but look for your vendors anyway. And then just use an augment, and we're trying to get some regen life, nah, not so much. But rarity, this is super good. So since this is super good, by the way, as I said, movement speed is super important on boots. I think it's the most important stat of all the game, movement speed. And then rarity is also extremely important. So here we have a lot of life and rarity. I might change this from what I have. So now we'll just move along and get to the next step. Use a Regal Orb. And meh, we got life regen, which isn't bad if it's a high roll, but this is pretty low. But what we could do now is add a socket to it, as I said. Add a socket, and then add whatever resistance we need. And since it has some armor on it, I might change it. I don't know if it will break it if I remove the int. No, okay. So yeah, this might be my new helmet. So this is how you craft your stuff. If you want to go further, you can slam Exalt onto it, but yeah, not really that one here. I could use a Regal Orb on this, but as I said, since the suffix is pretty bad, life regen, I don't want to waste my currency on it. This is a dud. We'll just move from it. But this one, I'll keep it. I'm not sure if I'll be using it right now because I'm trying to switch my body armor and get something that requires a ton of intelligence. So I actually need the intelligence of my helmet. But this is how you craft your gear. So this I'll just set aside for now. And if not, you can farm. And there's some zones that are way better than others. In this video, I will try to show you what zones I like per act. Alright, so we'll start with Act 1. The zones I like to do are Mausoleum of the Predator and Tomb of the Concert. And I'll just run it real quick. Oops, sorry, I need to be on the waypoint. The reason why is that those zones have chests nearby, usually rare yellow chests or rare chests. And if you can find those, you can pick up the items, and once you got it, you can move along. Rinse and repeat. Those chests, whenever there's an NPC, they actually only give your like special reward once, and then it's random, so it doesn't matter as much. But if you didn't do it, make sure you do it. And then yeah, we're trying to get the yellow chest. And the reason why I said that movement speed on boots helps a lot is that you will be traveling faster. So if you're farming, you will be actually farming faster. Make sure you pick up those items which have a socket. If you don't know why, you can actually destroy it with the crafting bench. So yeah, we're trying to get to the chest. Usually it's nearby the waypoint, but it's random here. We can see we're kind of struggling. And make sure you kill all the rares, because they also give you some loot. Here you can see we have a chest. So this is exactly what we're looking for. Trying to open chests, see if we have anything. So of course my character is pretty OP because I like finished the campaign. But if you're not that OP, it's fine. Just take your time and farm. Make sure you kill all the rares. And yeah, another chest. So this is exactly what we're looking for. Of course, it's better if we find a rare chest, but it's a random rarity on those. Some are pretty static, but for this farm, it's random. So this is one of the two nodes I like to do, two areas I like to farm for Act 1. And by the way, those tips work once you get to cruel difficulty too. So yeah, if you know the zones and you know how to farm them and you get stuck when you're in cruel, you can always do those same zones, but just in cruel. So yeah, there's a couple of chests and stuff like that. Once you have arrived here, you're pretty much done because this is the boss. So you don't want to do this. Right now I'm doing it, but you shouldn't be doing it. The reason why is that it takes a while, and also like bosses in general, once you finish like the quest, it doesn't give much. So, and you can see the taking like the loot and everything takes a while. So yeah, random blues. Alright, so that's it for this zone. And I'll go to the other one. As I said, those portals are random. So not the portals, I mean the chests are random. So you don't know. This was the one I was doing. Yeah. And this is the other one. Again, same principle. We're trying to find a chest, and sometimes it will be rare. So this is a run you can do for for the first act. By the way, if you're doing it on normal, you can actually get some uniques, only some uniques, and one of them is Gold Rim, and Gold Rim is like the best helmet. As you can see here, we have a gold chest. So this is what we're looking for. Once we have found the chest, we can actually just recall and start another run. If you want, you can do it all, but the reason why we're there is to find a gold chest. So that's why we're there. But once we got it, we just get out. So those were the two zones I prefer in Act 1. If you want, you can do others. The reason why I like those is that we have guaranteed chests, so that's pretty cool. Okay, now for Act 2, we actually have the Vatiri outskirts. So this is the first zone, okay? And it's pretty simple. Again, we're trying to get a gold chest, and I'll show you exactly. So once we get to the waypoint, we want to get away from the hooded one. This will lead us to the zone, and once we're there, we're trying to hug the ledges. Normally, it's like at the left side. And we're trying to find some guards, some NPC guards, just like there were there at the entrance, and there should be some gold too around it, and there will always be a gold chest. So, trying to find it. As I said, the more movement speed you have, the faster you can do this, and the more rarity you have, the more chances at getting like good rare loots and unique. So make sure if you're doing this a lot, stack as much rarity as possible. See, here we have a bunch of gold. Again, you can do it in normal. This is the normal difficulty, or you can do it in cruel. And then we open the chest and pick up whatever it is. Right here we got pretty bad stuff, a white and a blue. But sometimes you will get it rare, sometimes you get some currency, you can even get like exalts. So yeah. And as you can see, it doesn't take much time. Alright, now we'll go to the next one, the Lost City. So we go to the waypoint. And then click on Lost City here. Lost City. We can make a new zone if we have spammed it. By the way, if you want to make a new zone, you just hold control. And then we want to make sure you look at the stairs. We want to make sure we descend into it. And we're looking for a couple of stuff. So we're looking for a beetle that will walk around, which is rare. And after that, there's a tomb that is also rare. You can drop some stuff. Of course, the first time you do it, you actually have a bonus on it, just like any quest item. Sometimes the beetle is just like straight up at the exit. Sometimes it will take some time to find it, but... And we have some random chests like here. I think the beetle's here, yeah. So see, this is the beetle. We'll just kill it, and then we pick up the loot. It takes some time for the beetle to drop her loot, but... Yeah, and now we, as you see, we got a rare item. Plus a sapphire, which is super cool. And then we have a... I don't know what it's called, a special chest, but I can't recall the name of it. Nearby. If you want, once you've picked up either the chest or killed the beetle, you can reset the run, do another one, and just start farming. But if not, you can do it all. I'll just try, for this run, I'll just try to find it. Also good for EXP, but well, not for me because I'm super high level, but those mobs, there are so many of them. Make sure you pick up all jewelry, so all rings, belts, and amulets. Yeah, and there's supposed to be a rare chest somewhere. But as I said, if you found one or the other, you can just skip or look around and do it completely. But right now we're not really farming anything specific. We're just gambling, and I'd rather find some rare stuff. So either kill beetle or open the chest. And once you have found one or the other, just repeat the run. I'll just try to find this for this run because I want to show it to you. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Maybe it's there now. So here, whenever we cross a bridge like that, there will be 2 blue chests. You can also do those, but they don't really drop anything super cool. Well, I didn't find the sarcophage or whatever it's called, the yellow chest. But you get the idea, right? So this is one of the zones I like to do. As I said, for the others, you can work. It can work on normal or cruel difficulty. I don't think it's ever on the other side of that bridge we crossed. So now we have a checkpoint. So this is for the boss. We don't want to pick it up because this is not what we're looking for. We're only looking for the beetle and the chest. That's it. So for the sake of this, I'll just run back to it. Yeah, I have no idea where it is. That's so weird. Well, looks like it was probably on the other side of the bridge, but yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. Once you've done this a couple of times, you will for sure stumble upon the yellow chest. So that's it for Act 2. Alright, now we'll move on to the Act 3. So on Act 3, we wanna... I'll just start from the city, because it's easier this way. Show you exactly. On Act 3, I didn't find like super good zone yet. Maybe there is, I just don't know. So the one I've been doing is Molten Vault. The reason why I say it's not super good is that you have to walk a bunch before actually getting to chests. So, I mean, if you had super high movement speed and blink and stuff, maybe it's worth. But see, this part is the part I hate. You have to move along, and you will only encounter a single pack of mobs, and then you can activate the door. This one's on cruel difficulty, so yeah. But again, you can do it on normal. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, we're moving along a lot of time. So we're not actually fighting, we're not looting anything during that time. That's why I don't like it that much. But we get some chests of different rarities. So as you can see, we already picked up a white and a blue chest. And there's also some rare mobs you can kill along the way, so... Here, another chest, but it's white, another one. So there is actually a bunch of chests, and there is on average 2 to 3 yellow chests on your run, so... But yeah, the bad part is really the beginning. Aside of that, it's a pretty good zone, I would say. And the mobs aren't too annoying either. That's something also you have to take into account whenever you're farming. If whatever I said is good for myself, but it's not for you, just skip that zone and do another one, of course. So you're an Exalted Orb. And yeah, I've been getting a lot of raw Exalts from this, so it's a pretty good farm. Oh, that was close. I'll just try to pay attention because I don't want to die. Sometimes the rare mobs are kind of scary. Regal shards, a rare item, so... Well, identify the boots. Is it anything good? No, so we'll get it to quarterstaff. And I'll do a full run for this, show you exactly what I do once I arrive at town to save some time. And you can see I'm level 68 and still not bad EXP. Of course, it's not the best because the zone is 62, but I still take some EXP from it, so... There should be a chest. Yeah, okay, it's blue. Sometimes it will be another. Oh, I really have to. Oh, that was close. So yeah, I have to take my time sometimes because if I go in too deep, I can actually die. For some reason, the trash have been way harder for me than the bosses. So yeah, I guess that's part of Exalt 2. And yeah, some more chests. Of course, as I said, we're trying to get the rare ones. I think we have another one on the other side of this, so we'll get there. And once we have that chest, we'll just teleport out of it, and I'll show you exactly what you should do whenever you're resetting zones. There we go. Open a chest. Meh. Pretty meh. Oh, the element, I'll take it. Maybe it's something good. If it has a good prefix and suffix, it can be worked on. What I'll do is just kill those trash and then drop something. This, and I did identify it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Light energy shield and resistance. Yeah, I'll keep it and I'll rehold it. And this, you want to keep it normally because it has a socket, so you can actually destroy it to be able to add sockets to your gear. So yeah, that's the loot we got. What do you do when you arrive in town and you finish this? For some reason sometimes it takes a while. You talk to the hooded one. If you don't want to click and identify everything, just control click and then move along. See, 6 items identified. That's it. And then yeah, this have some rarities. So this base, I'll keep it. I'll keep it here. Well, actually, I'll craft it just right now. If I get something good out of it. 10 fire resistance. I would have loved if it was better, but still, this 120 energy shield and 40 resistance helmet is worth something, especially if you suck at something into it and then keep it. So I'll keep it aside. And yeah, the rest, that's it. We'll just move along and we can actually look at our rares. Right now, this is something I was using previously. No. And this is a support more level 1, but yeah, so those will just sell, and actually the rares you can change it for regal orbs if they're not good for you, regal shards. But if you want, you can list them for the market, but I don't think any of those would sell, so that's why I'm destroying them. And the items with sockets, of course, you want to salvage them. Here we go. We have 3 artificers chart, and the blue items you want to sell them. Alright, another thing that's super important is actually doing your side quests. So there's a bunch of side quests that gives you some bonuses. There's some that gives you resistance, passive skill points, stuff like that. So you want to make sure you do them. So here, for example, I don't have this. I don't know which reward it is from, but yeah. Check your map and do all the side quests. This is something you can do. Of course, the better ones are the ones that give you 2 passives and gives you flat resistance. But as you can see, I didn't do any, didn't all of them, but most of them. So this is something you can do. And also you have to keep in mind whenever you're doing a boss for a quest for the first time, he has extra loot. Sometimes it will be currency, will be rare. Sometimes it will be nothing, but on average it is a boosted loot. So yeah, for example, here we have a reward. I picked up 10% chaos resistance. Well, this is something pretty good. You can see it adds up. So of course, if you can, you want to do all your side quests while you're struggling. Let's say you're in Act 1 and you cannot kill the boss in the manor, in the Alga Manor. Spoilers here, but yeah, this is the boss of the first act. If you're struggling with him, that's fine. Just do this. For example, here, I have this and I do it. When it has a plus, it has a reward attached to it.
Come, I will release you of your pain. Enough of this.
And as you can see here, I will finish the boss and then I will have my loot, my quest item. And as you can see, it's a pretty good one. It's +2 kills, so make sure you pick that off. Whenever you see a skull with a plus, make sure you kill the boss. Alright, and now for the last tip. It requires you to get the salvage bench. If you don't have it, I have a video on how to get it. I will leave it in the video description. So on the salvage bench, we always want to destroy the items which has socket, unless it's a good item, of course. But if not, we don't want to sell it, so it will give you artificer shards. And items with quality, you also want to do this. It will give you blacksmith whetstone if it's a weapon, or artificer whetstone if it's a caster weapon, and an armor scrap if it's an armor. And for the blue items, you want to sell them. Go to any vendor, you want to sell them. Of course, if they are good, keep them and keep crafting on it. But if not, this is what you should be doing. Alright? And for the rares, you should list it to other players. If it's good, if not, just disenchant it. It will give you regal shards. Alright, there's a bunch of tips here. If you have any other tips for other players, make sure you write it down in the comments. There's a lot of stuff about Path of Exalt 2, so I went over what I thought of, but for sure there are some other tips. If this was helpful to you, consider subscribing to the channel, and as always, take care guys.